I think we're live. Hello, Dustin. How are you?
Hey, I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for joining me again. Welcome back.
Absolutely. Yeah, pleasure to be here.
Yes. So, to recap, you came on to share your 3 goals from Squad Up. You
hmm
had some pretty awesome goals. I mean, very impressive. Very impressive. So, without further ado, one of your goals was, let's see, you just had a wedding venue with a house and you
hmm
wanted to get that ready in 60 days. How did that go for you?
yeah, no, it was good. It was a tight turn. We had a midterm renter in it, and she
Okay.
was there until the beginning of June. And then we had to get that sucker turned over, and we had short-term renters coming in the 15th of June. So we had 2 weeks to completely turn it over, and she left it a mess.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was pretty dirty. The whole thing needed to be repainted. The washer and dryer went out.
Ooh.
The hot water heater went out. The air conditioner went out. So yeah, it was. We found out there was a bunch of rust in the well water, and supposedly it had been checked and tested and was safe, but
Uh-huh.
still the levels of iron in the well water was something I was not comfortable with. So we needed to put in a filtration system, and you don't want guests coming in and having orange water to drink.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it was a rush to get everything done in those 2 weeks, but we got it done. We got it finished. We got it all furnished. Had some adventures with that. It's learning, right? Learning
Yeah.
processes through the whole thing. There's always going to be curveballs that come your way. So the place was supposed to be fully furnished, and what we found was the furnishings were not in the best of condition. Some of them when they were pulled out of storage. In fact, my operations manager specifically said the couch smelled like urine. So
Oh my God. Ooh.
yeah, yeah. So we couldn't use that. And the place
Ooh.
is booked for, the place is listed to hold 15 people. So we
Okay.
needed the beds, right? The couch was a pull-out bed, a hide-a-bed. And
Okay.
so we needed to scramble to find furniture and bedding for the number of people that were coming last second. But my
Yeah.
operations manager did a fantastic job. She recruited her husband and her family, and they were all working hard, long hours to get everything finished and turned over and furnished and find last minute furnishings and all that kind of stuff. And we got it done, and it was ready. It wasn't, it probably wasn't the most luxury
Yeah.
by the time the first Airbnb guests moved in, but it
Yeah.
was ready to go. They said it was lovely. They said they really
Okay.
enjoyed their stay. They gave us a great review. So we got it done.
Wonderful.
We got it flipped over. Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. So this midterm rental, how long were they in before they moved out?
Yeah. They were in, I think, 6 months or something like that. So
Ooh.
they were, yeah, and actually maybe more like 8 months, because I think they were in the last couple of months of last year as well, and then through to the beginning of June this year. So I think it may have been right around 8 months or so that they were in there. They were just finishing up by the time we bought it and took it over, so they only had about a month and a half left by the time we closed on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
So I think one of your goals was to get what was it, 3 or 4 bookings on the wedding venue part of it this year. How have you met that goal
Been doing with that one. Yeah.
yet? How are you
Great.
doing on that one? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're working on that one still. So it's been doing really well as a short-term rental. In fact, we're almost fully booked out through the end of August as a short-term rental.
Okay.
The wedding side of it has been a little bit trickier, just with some
Mm.
of the things that have come up from a marketing standpoint. So the seller is doing marketing and things like that. We've had a tough time getting access to some of the websites,
Ooh.
confusion on which emails were used to sign up and which emails were sending, dual factor authentication codes to. There was old phone numbers used to sign up for certain things that are no longer in use. And it's how do you get access to that without being able to send a code to the phone number that's no longer in service? And so
Oh.
there's been some of that kind of stuff that we've been figuring out. We do have one person officially booked. We've had a couple others that have said that they want to book but haven't paid the deposit to hold the day yet. So they're in the works, in the pipeline there. And then I actually just got a text right before we jumped on here from my partner who said that she's got access finally to the Facebook page that for the venue. And apparently there were 12 inquiries this week that we had not been able to find because we hadn't been able to get on there. And that's where a lot of the ads have been running, is on Facebook. And so there's 12 inquiries just sitting there from this week alone of people interested in booking it. So I think we're starting to get to where we can get some of those things done, but it's been a little bit of a slow road getting access to everything. But we've got one in the books, a couple in the works, and then a bunch of inquiries that we're going to start reaching out to now.
Wonderful. That's very promising.
Yeah.
Okay, so tip for everybody, add to your checklist, make sure that you're getting all the logins, all of the systems listed with access, phone numbers, all of those things. That's a very good point.
That's a great tip. And one thing I would say is we had a list of all the websites, names. We theoretically had what was supposed to be usernames and passwords. What we didn't do was test them prior to closing. And I would do that in the future, is before you close, make sure you test those and ensure that you can actually log on to those.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So we've already got, one lesson learned here.
Yeah.
Where did you were scrambling to find furnishings, your operations manager found. So where did she go? Where did they go to find all of this in such short order?
Yeah. Some of it was just from like Walmart.
Okay.
She found some pretty good furnishings from Walmart and a couple other just local stores, local to the area that she knew about, that she went and got stuff from, and just various different places. I think they got some of the like bedding and furnishings and stuff, kitchen utensils, things like that from Marshall's and TJ Maxx, those types of places. So just a variety of different spots that's the benefit of having somebody up there familiar with the area, is she knows the stores she can go and check out. Some of it, because it was last minute, right? She had to just get what she could find, and she wasn't able, as she said, she wasn't able to search for the best deals. But that's part of the last minute scramble. And going forward, now that we have a little bit more time, now that everything's kind of stabilized, she can look for a little bit better deals on other furniture that we might need to put in and stuff like that. But yeah, she knows the area, she knows the stores, and so she was able to check some stuff out up there.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So second goal, I think that had something to do with getting some businesses under your belt, right?
It was, yeah. It did. Yeah. So we submitted. Sorry, I just got a call from a tenant who's trying to tour a home I have, and apparently nobody's there to show him around.
Oh no!
I apologize for that.
No worries.
So I was looking to get 2 businesses. Yep. So we submitted letters of intent on both businesses that we've been looking at. And those are in the works right now. We had a counter offer on one of them, and we had a follow-up call with the seller and the brokers on that one. And we're trying to come up with potentially a counter to the counter. Figure something out there. And then the second one, I know the sellers were meeting with their financial advisor a few days ago, and we're trying to kind of come up with or finalize kind of what their thoughts and plans were. So we haven't heard back from them officially yet, but in the works. So we do have the letters of intent out on both of those, and just received a couple other NDAs to sign on additional businesses that I'm sort of looking at and things like that, to kind of, keep the doors open.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I know you mentioned before that you're looking for some private equity for these deals. So how is that process going?
So I've connected. One of the great things is I'm in the owners club with Sub 2. So we just recently in June had our first owners club retreat. immersion thing, whatever we want to call it, and was able to meet a lot of great people there who are doing some amazing things, including some lenders. So
Nice.
connected with a few lenders there and people who were interested in potentially funding or providing some equity for these business deals. So
Right.
that was a great thing. Obviously, always looking for more people who might be interested in lending on deals, both in business and in single family acquisitions, in my normal portfolio for rental properties and stuff like that. But yeah, have been able to connect with a few people that are maybe able to lend on the larger business acquisition deals that are requiring heavier equity infusions. So yeah,
Right.
that was a really, really great thing. The Owners Club has been amazing for making connections and networking with people and learning from people who are doing some really high level things and being able to kind of get in their sphere and do some deals together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, making us all jealous, the ones that didn't get in. There'll be another opportunity, right?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
I know. We can hope.
That's outside of my purview. I'm just blessed to be there right now. So
Yes. Yes. Well, and so you've mentioned brokers with looking for businesses. I mean, I imagine that there's also opportunities out there for getting some businesses with off market, like without a broker. It's just a matter, I guess, of making the right connections then, right? So anybody who's looking to sell, give Dustin a call.
yeah, absolutely. If it's not a business that fits for me, I know a lot of people that are looking as well, and I might be able to put some people in touch. But yeah, anybody that's looking to sell off market is preferred, because then we can just talk directly and we don't have to go back and forth through middlemen, and that usually results in the best deal for everybody all around. We can tend to be a little bit more creative and get people a little bit better options and better deal that way. But yeah, happy to talk to anybody about it. And like I said, if it doesn't work for me, I can maybe reach out and find some people that it would work for. So
yeah. And I think the kind of businesses you were looking for were more medical tech areas, right? Or has that changed?
Some medical, assisted livings, addiction recovery, those types of things definitely are something that I'm still interested in very much. And then also home services, trades, that kind of stuff. So things related with real estate, plumbing, HVAC, roofing, contracting, all that kind of stuff that we have our foot in as real estate investors, but also are recession resistant. One of the things I want to do is these businesses that people have worked their whole life, put their blood, sweat, and tears into building. I don't want to see those just go away because they're looking to retire and don't know who to sell it to or don't have anybody in the wings to take it over. And I want to be able to keep those businesses flourishing and continue to provide those jobs to the people that are employees of those businesses.
Right.
I don't want to see those people lose their jobs. The economy is hard enough as it is without, retirement affecting your long-term job and your ability to provide for your family. So if someone like me or the group that I work with can come in and keep that business going and functioning and operational and keep providing those jobs to people in these recession resistant industries like those home service and home trades are, because it doesn't matter what the economy is doing. If you got sewage coming out of your sink, you're calling somebody to take care of it.
Exactly. Those dirty jobs are not going away.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's important to me and to my group to continue to provide those stable jobs to people, especially in this economy where things are a little bit tough.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. That's the thing. You look at all of the baby boomers, right? There were so many baby boomers that are, have worked so hard for so long, and they're wanting to retire. Maybe the kids are not interested in those businesses. And what ends up happening is they end up just closing their doors.
Yeah.
And their staff lose their jobs. The customers have to find another place to go to get the services, the products that they're looking for.
Yep.
And none of that has to happen. We can stand up and we can help.
Yeah.
We can fill that need. And I think that a big part of that is the education, getting it out there, getting the word out there that we can step up and we can take over this so that you can retire and do the things that you want to do, and we can keep that legacy going. All of that hard work doesn't just have to go by the wayside. We
No,
can
exactly.
help employees, we can help the customers. And like you said, that helps the economy as well. So
Yeah.
yes, that's exactly what I'm looking to do as well. Get
Yeah.
into the plumbing, the electrical, the HVAC, all of the things that support the homes that we need to provide,
Right.
right? Everybody needs homes.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
yes, I love it. Okay, so last of the three goals, I think you were looking to do some deals with some new people, right? Get
I
some long
was.
rentals and
Yep. I was looking to do some deals with some people. That's probably the goal that has struggled the most
oh,
so far. Yeah, we just haven't been able to get those done yet.
okay.
Need to be a little bit better about reaching out and helping people with their deals. So need to network a little bit more with people who need help in the community and things like that. So that one is being extended, let's say.
Hey, you know what? It's the great thing about the goals. You can set timelines, of course, and sometimes you need that to get you motivated and to stay on track, stay focused. But at the same time, just because you don't necessarily hit that mark as you plan doesn't mean that you just stop. That
Right.
you don't just give up. You don't just stop. You just keep going. Maybe you need to tweak it a little bit,
Yep.
but you keep going. And so it just becomes a midterm goal or a
Yeah.
long-term goal, right?
Yeah.
For me, I would say that's just a continuing goal, right? I want to partner up with as many people as possible to get as many pad splits as possible. So yeah, it's if it takes 2 weeks, great. If it takes 3 months, fine, right? Because everybody is at a different point in their journey as well, right?
Sure.
So that makes sense. So I think in the markets you were looking for, wasn't it like in Oklahoma and Tennessee that you were looking? So let's
So
put
yeah.
that out there for these people that are going to be watching this video. They need help with closing a deal and partnering up.
Yep. Oklahoma, Tennessee, Alabama. Starting to look a little bit in Little Rock because my property management company also works in Little Rock, and then I'll look basically anywhere in Utah.
Okay.
Yep, Utah,
Yeah,
and
but
obviously
Utah,
I just bought in Idaho, so I'd consider Idaho as
there
well.
you
So
go. There you go. Yeah, but I think Utah, didn't you say that it's great for appreciation, but not necessarily the cash flow?
yep, the cash flow is a little bit more rough. I'm looking to do probably more of a pad split co-living type of model in Utah because our median home price right now in Utah is over 550,000. So it's pretty tough for people right
Okay.
now in Utah. That said, Utah's still a really hot market. People are paying these higher prices and then, struggling a little bit to meet the mortgage payments monthly. I
Right.
just listened actually to an interview that was done on the local news station in Utah, and they were talking about the amount of buyer's remorse that people are having when they're purchasing in Utah right now, and it's pretty significant. Not only buyer's remorse, but difficulty getting into these properties, but still our average days on market there is like 25 days. So things are
Hmm.
moving pretty fast there, but people are then struggling with the payment. It's a burden on them financially. They're
Yeah.
having some buyer's remorse because they don't understand the hidden costs associated with owning these properties. And so in those locations, I'm looking to do a little bit more of a co-living type of model in order to help out with the affordability and help out with some of those types of buyer's remorse costs, burden, financial burden, that kind of stuff. But Utah still is going to be a great appreciation market, a fantastic appreciation market for those who have like a self-directed 401k or a self-directed investment plan where they don't need the cash flow right away. The cash flow would just be going back into their retirement account anyway,
Yeah.
and they're just looking to build that long-term wealth. That's really where investing in Utah comes in super handy because appreciation wise, it is going to do amazing. It's really going to do fantastic. It is a hot appreciation market. And for those who can sit on these properties for a little while and just let that come back to them down the road, back into their retirement account, they're really going to have a huge payoff. So for those who aren't living on cash flow of investment properties, that is a great market to invest in.
Yeah. Yeah. So doctors, right? Lawyers.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, anybody that's just looking to build that wealth for the future, that has that self-directed. Doctors and lawyers are great ones.
Yeah.
Medical professionals in general. My partner on this Idaho property is a nurse. Medical professionals a lot of times will have some funds set aside. Business owners who are doing their own self-directed retirement accounts. If you're a small business owner or a large business owner and you're doing a self-directed retirement account of some sort, and you got to let that sit in there until retirement age, but you've still got your business money coming in and you're living off of that, we can put that money to work in an appreciating asset that really long-term wealth is built from appreciation in properties and holding them over the long term. It's not built from cash flow. You're not getting wealthy off of cash flow of investment properties. Typically, when you look at all these people, Warren Buffett or Bezos, or all those people who are building really long-term wealth through investing in real estate, I mean, they've got their other stuff too that's bringing them quite a bit of money, but their real estate investments are bringing them long-term wealth from appreciation, not cash flow. And then they've got their other things they're working on that bring them into today money. So for those people looking to secure their long-term future and retirement and stuff like that, appreciation is really going to do it for you. And that's where, markets like Utah or other appreciating markets are going to be really great to invest in.
Right.
Diversifying those assets, right?
Yeah. I think that's a very good point. People, when you think about what your goals are you thinking short-term or long-term? When it comes to investing, people that are just focusing on the short-term are looking for the cash flow.
Right.
But long-term, what are you going to get out of it? Right. So that's where the appreciation is huge. I think, it's funny because I remember hearing some people were like, you can't just buy a property based on appreciation alone. I've heard that, but it's like, I mean, I guess maybe that's an issue if you're in a market where properties are not appreciating.
Mm-hmm. I guess the question to me with that statement would be, why not? If you have a job that's paying your bills, I work full-time in healthcare. I'm not living off of the cash flow of my investment properties. I have a job that's paying my bills on a daily basis. I don't have to live off of that. So I have properties that are break-even properties that are not bringing me and in fact, I've never taken a dollar out of any of my properties from a cash flow perspective. It all just sits in account for, future vacancies or CapEx or whatever it needs to be. Yeah. So if you have a job that's already paying you, why can't you buy for appreciation?
Yeah.
You never, over the long term, 10 plus years, you're never going to be losing big on real estate. I guess I say never, but there's always, that one location that will. But if you're buying in smart areas, if you're buying in good areas, over the 10-year time period, you're going to come out ahead on that appreciation. And you'll make more on appreciation over that 10 years than you ever would on cash flow anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Loan pay down and appreciation, you're going to come out on top.
Absolutely. And that's what always appealed to me about the buy and hold strategy. Besides the fact that fix and flip takes so much time and energy, you've got so many moving parts and you have to try to do that in a short period of time. Mm-hmm. Then there's the short-term rentals with new regs and saturation, right? Like I'm in Arizona, Scottsdale has so many rentals. It's ridiculous. And Sedona and all of the areas, right? Everything is, everybody jumped on that bandwagon. And now the cities are coming back in full swing saying no and putting all these restrictions on. So I was like, no, I don't want to deal with the constant turnover and all of that.
Yep.
The long-term rental is great when, the hold strategy and long-term rental, co-living, those kind of models, that's king as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously if you can get cash flow out of something and if you can come up with creative ways to do that while solving somebody's problem at the same time, that's great. That's ideal.
Yes.
But I would say if you have stability in your financial situation, don't be afraid of a break-even property.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. I mean, not every property has to cash flow $1,000 a month. If it's a good property in a good area and you have that long-term mindset and you've got financial security where you're at now, I wouldn't be afraid of a property like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good points. I think, well, then it goes to, you're still getting the tax benefits,
Yep.
right?
And like you mentioned with flips, it takes a lot of work in a short amount of time. You're hustling, you get a chunk of money, and then you're paying huge taxes on that money because it's active income. So,
Exactly.
there's a lot of benefits to the long-term hold.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. So we see how people can get a hold of you at the, get it right, people,
That's right.
the underscore
The.
Dustin J.
That's the one. Yep. That's the
Yes.
one.
Is that for both Instagram and Facebook or?
Facebook, just my name, Dustin Siler on Facebook.
Okay.
Instagram will get me there, and Instagram has my link tree to other stuff. So to schedule, if somebody wants to jump on a call and talk about how we can work together, it's got my Calendly link on Instagram. You can find all of that on my profile at Instagram. So, or you can DM me.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so if you have money you need to place, if you have a business to sell, if you want to do some deals, right, on some long-term rentals, then this is your man. Reach out
if
to
you
him.
need help looking at a deal or talking to a seller, I'm happy to do that as well.
See, look at that.
Yeah.
Yep. Give this man a call or a DM or text him, all of the things.
All of the things. Yep.
All of the things. Thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Take care.
See ya.